Epic Universe is the third theme park that's set to come to Universal Orlando within the next few years, and it certainly looks like a huge project. There's not a lot currently known about the theme park right now, but there's a ton of speculation and rumors that have been talked about over the past few months. Since this park is still in the beginning stages of development, I figured that I should talk about my personal expectations and hopes for the park, and see how much of it I get right. This is what I'd like to see in Universal's Epic Universe. Super Nintendo World is basically a guarantee for this park. Originally slated to open in Universal Studios as a replacement to Kids Zone, this land has all but been confirmed by Universal themselves. Oh, actually it was confirmed. And it's about the only thing we know for sure is coming to this park, which brings me to my first hope. Super Nintendo World in Epic Universe seems to have a Donkey Kong roller coaster in its plans, which also seems to be a potential future expansion to the land in Universal Studios Japan. The Donkey Kong style doors found in the park are one big hint, but it also seems like some Donkey Kong art was found buried in the Universal Japan app. I'm really hoping this is an opening day attraction rather than an expansion, because this is definitely one of my most anticipated rides coming to the new park. With Harry Potter being the primary reason many come to the Universal Orlando Resort, it's pretty reasonable to assume that we'll be getting something here. Looks like many are speculating it'll be something themed to the Ministry of Magic, with a mostly interior setting. If it's anything like Nocturne Alley in Universal Studios, I think this should be a really great addition. We already talked about the rumored Donkey Kong coaster, but I'm expecting that more to be a family-focused attraction. And that's not a bad thing. Hagrid's magical creature's long-ass name was also family-focused and is one of my favorite theme park rides ever made. However, I would also like a really great thrilling coaster on par with Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. That's a bit of a big ask considering how well received that ride was, but considering they've done it once, I think they can do it again. There seems to be some sort of dueling coaster plan for the park, so that might be something to look out for, but personally I'm hoping for something cool in the next themed area we're talking about. This is another expected area for the park, right across from Super Nintendo World, but this still seems like a weird choice to me. The How to Train Your Dragon series is essentially complete, with the trilogy coming to an end, and at most, a few shows potentially coming out after that. Regardless, if this does come to fruition, it should be exciting to see, especially if they add one potential addition. I'm really hoping we get some sort of How to Train Your Dragon flying coaster, along the lines of Manta at SeaWorld Orlando and the legendary Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios Japan. I would honestly be okay if it was a clone of the latter, considering the amazing stuff I've heard about it, but I would obviously prefer if it was its own unique layout. This could also fulfill the thrilling coaster hope that I had earlier, but I think it's different enough that it warrants its own hope. This is a weird one, but one of the rumored lands seems to be based on the classic Universal monsters. The monsters have had a vague presence in the park for a little while, but ever since the immense failure of the Mummy reboot, I'd be surprised if we got this land at all. However, it does seem like a lot of the plans are lining up for this to happen, so I guess we'll see. This is another vague hope, but I really want Universal to get its own really good dark ride along the lines of Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios. I think many indoor Universal rides mostly rely on simulators and screens like Despicable Me, Fast and Furious, Race Through New York, The Simpsons ride, Skull Island, and even some others. There are some great dark rides like Forbidden Journey, Spider-Man, and Transformers, but all of those rides still rely on screens a decent amount. I want to see Universal use more physical set pieces and build an incredibly well-themed dark ride like Disney did with Rise of the Resistance. If there was an area most likely to get this, it would probably be by the Ministry of Magic, but a Dracula's Castle dark ride could be really cool. Maybe something along the lines of a Haunted Mansion, but obviously much more advanced. Who knows? And those are my main expectations and hopes for Universal's Epic Universe. There's a ton I didn't talk about here, so I might make a follow-up video if there's enough positive feedback. Thank you so much for watching, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.